Welcome back, everyone, and welcome to part 3 of the metrics series. If you missed part 1 on marketing metrics or part 2 on sales metrics, there will be a card right here and at the end of the video to watch it. But today we are talking customer success metrics. If you want to grow your business, you need to deliver an incredible experience for your clients and make sure that they renew. So let's get into it. I'm going to be talking about churn rate, MRR and ARR, NPS score, as well as referrals. So first, your churn rate. The churn rate, which is also known as the rate of attrition or customer churn, is the rate at which customers stop doing business with you. It's typically expressed as a percentage. So if you're a subscription-based service, or even if you don't have a subscription offering, this is basically the percentage of people who just stop doing business with you or discontinue your service. If a company wants to expand its client base, its growth rate, which is measured by the number of new customers that come in, must exceed the churn rate. Otherwise, you'll just run out of customers and you'll stop making money. Your churn rate can really vary by industry and company type, so I highly recommend you do your own research on industry benchmarks. However, the best benchmark is the one that you create yourself, so start tracking this immediately. I've said this before, it costs 5 to 25 times less money to retain an existing client than it is to acquire a new one. So keeping tabs on your churn rate and learning from those clients who will leave give you specific ideas on how to improve your business moving forward. Number 2, MRR and ARR. These stand for monthly recurring revenue or annual recurring revenue. This is how much revenue you are making per month or per year for your client. This will really just depend on your offering. If you run a monthly service or do annual contracts, you will absolutely need to keep an eye on this. These metrics track the amount of revenue that your company expects to repeat, and so it enables measurement of your progress and prediction of future growth. It's also a very useful metric for measuring momentum in areas such as new sales, renewals, and upgrades, and any lost off momentum in downgrades and lost customers, which again is your churn rate. Number 3, Net Promoter Score, or NPS. NPS is considered the gold standard of customer experience metrics. It sets a good baseline for how satisfied customers are with your service. NPS scores are measured with a single question survey and reported with a number from the range of -100 to +100, and obviously a higher score is more desirable. So the one question you can ask is, how likely is it that you would recommend, insert your company, to a friend or a colleague? Respondents can give a rating between 0, which means they're not at all likely to recommend, or 10, which means they are extremely likely to recommend. And depending on their response, customers will fall into one of 3 categories to establish an NPS score. The first group is promoters. Promoters respond with a score of 9 or 10 and are typically loyal and enthusiastic customers. Passives respond with a score of 7 or 8. They're satisfied with your service, but they're not as happy, enough to be considered promoters. And the worst, detractors. These people respond with a score of 0 to 6. These are unhappy customers who are unlikely to buy from you again and may even discourage others from buying from you. So here's how to calculate your NPS score. It's really a simple calculation. Just subtract the percentage of detractors from the percentage of promoters. So for example, if 10% of your respondents are detractors, 20% are passive, and 70% are promoters, your NPS score would be 70 minus 10, which equals 60. A great NPS survey will ask a follow-up question based on the response. So if they're a detractor or passive, you should ask what you can do to improve the service. If they're a promoter, you should ask what they really like about your service. This messaging should feed back into your marketing, since it's what customers really like about you. With any survey, there will be some faults within it. Personally, I think there are some flaws with NPS because the score inherently ignores the passive responses. And in many cases, these are the people who really like you, but not enough to love you. And if you want to retain them, you should really understand what you can do to push them into the promoter group. Fourth and final customer success metric, referrals. Your best customers are going to do 2 things. 1, they'll stick around longer, which is retention. And 2, they'll spend more on your service. And this is the upselling side of things. But there's a third thing really good customers do that often gets ignored. referrals. If customer referrals are not on your customer success dashboard, you are leaving significant value on the table. So what's a customer referral? Simply put, it's an opportunity for new business that's generated via a recommendation from your existing customer relationships. This is different than a reference, where you can ask an existing customer to help you close a lead that you generated yourself. A customer referral is a lead that is surfaced by your customer through your own personal relationships. In many ways, it's really that last mile of the Net Promoter Program. The part where customers who said they are extremely likely to recommend you to a colleague to do so. But the big question here is, how do I get more referrals? Best advice, ask. Very few businesses actually ask for referrals. So there's two main times you can ask for one. One is during your onboarding process. So if you use an onboarding form, add a field for your new client to add an email of someone that they want to refer. And make sure you include language about giving them and this new prospect a discount if the deal ends up closing. The second time is to ask for a referral after every positive interaction with a client. If you're in a meeting and you're reviewing a great project that you just finished, this is a perfect time to ask for a referral, assuming the client is happy. You can do this as much as you like throughout the relationship of the client. That's all for customer success metrics. I hope you found this useful and are ready to track the right metrics to scale your business. Be sure to watch parts 1 and 2 about marketing and sales metrics. I hope you found this entire series very helpful. Finally, please like and subscribe to get more marketing, CRM, and business advice from me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.